the turbocharged tractor Suzuki's DR650, and the Austrian greyhound Husqvarna's 701. An unfair comparison, perhaps, but I regularly see riders trying to decide between these two bikes. Let's start with the fun and games. A drag race to 100 km per hour on a deserted back road. A rolling start on the bitumen. 3, 2, 1, go! Neck and neck, convincing proof the DR is just as powerful. Except the Husky rider missed a gear change. Dull. Go! Second run. No missed gears this time, the 701 leaps ahead, and it should. The 701 has close to 70 horsepower. My derestricted DR650 is only a fraction over 40 horsepower. But what about dirt roads? The 701 has too much wheel spin and doesn't catch up until about 80 km per hour. Second run, more throttle control, and it's neck and neck until about 80 km per hour again. The power delivery and outright horsepower are the biggest differences between the DR and the 701. You can see on this dyno chart, both bikes are quite comparable until 5,500 RPM. The DR tapers off, the 701 just keeps getting faster. So if you are an aggressive rider who loves power and tends to keep the revs in this range, the 690 or 701 is for you. But if you are like me and enjoy lots of low to mid-range grunt, then the DR650 is great. There's more to the story. The DR has a much bigger flywheel, so it tends to pull like a steam train. The 701 has fuel injection, so it has a snappier throttle response and can brake traction easier. It really comes down to your preferred style of riding. Price. There's a huge difference, of course. US $13,000 for the 701 and only US $7,000 for a DR650 in 2023. Your average DR650 is a boring old-fashioned bike, but your typical owner loves having that extra cash to unlock its potential. If you hate modifying your bike, then the 701 may suit you better. Weight. The 701 is 10 kilograms lighter. In reality, it's a bit less, as you can drop about 5 kilos from the DR simply by removing things like the pillion pegs, handlebar end weights, rear handles, and replacing the heavy mirrors. Suspension. Both bikes are polar opposites in my opinion. The 701 has very firm suspension. Aggressive or heavy riders enjoy it. Others spend money to get it softer. The DR650 wallows around like an old Citroen car. If you are light and ride gently, it might suit, but the vast majority of riders modify the suspension, especially those prehistoric rod forks. I've added the Plex valves and the forks, and that's it. Works great. 275 Aussie dollars or about US $200. Handling. In a nutshell, the Husky 701 feels light and flickable, but can be a bit twitchy at speed. The DR650 feels more planted at speed, assuming you've got the suspension sorted, but you do feel the extra weight if you are trying to wrestle it through single track. Like so many aspects of these two bikes, it just comes down to your riding style. This graph sums it up for me. The DR feels like a big bore dual sport bike with adventure leanings. The 701 feels like a big bore dual sports bike too, but with enduro leanings. Brakes, no problems with the 701, but the front brake on the DR is quite soft and spongy. A lot of riders fit a braided steel cable, which apparently improves it quite a bit. Reliability. Early KTM 690 models had a long list of issues. It's substantially less nowadays. My gut feeling, if you adventure ride regularly in remote areas, you might prefer the reliability and fixability of a DR650. The Husqvarna 701 has fuel injectors, the fuel pump, 2 ECUs, ride-by-wire throttle, ABS, traction control, radiators, and it's tuned to put out double the horsepower of a stock DR650. Plenty of owners are using the 701 as an adventure bike, but the general consensus is you want to be well prepared with mechanical knowledge, tools, and certain parts if you break down in a remote area. If you are interested in either of these bikes, the only way to really be sure, of course, is get a test ride. Years ago, my dream bike was a KTM 690, but I hated it and sold it after 3 months. A ride on this 701 only confirmed it's just not the bike for me. The DR is much more suited to my riding style. But there are plenty of 690 and 701 riders who find the DR650 is a laughable dinosaur, with plenty of good reasons to think so. What about you guys? Have you ridden both these bikes? Owned them? Keen to hear what you think.